Hello Internet, I am the hero of Julius, once again with another One Piece chapter summary. This week's chapter is chapter 1101D1, 1111, 10, 11, it's 1111, lots of ones, lots of ones. Chapter title, Sunshield. Uh, I don't even know where to begin with this chapter aside from we have this lovely little color spread. The Straw Hats taking a seafloor stroll, which is ironic considering four of them are devil fruit eaters, as well as Bonnie and Kuma, who are also devil fruit eaters. It's really cute. They're riding on some jellyfish. They're eating french fries together. I actually really like that Kuma's got his original color scheme here too, his original orange jacket rather than the black that the anime decided to go with, because back then, Kuma never had an official color, like colored page. So when the anime got to him, they went with what he looked like in the manga, which was just solid black. Oda had intended it to be orange, so it's nice to see it here in the manga as orange rather than black. But what's stopping Kuma from having multiple shirts, right? Anyways, let's get into the actual chapter itself, which starts with the massive Itsumade. We got Mars of the Gorosei flying above. He's looking down at Jinbei, and Jinbei's looking back up at him, and you can feel the hockey just exuding from this guy. Even Jinbei notes that it is an incredible pressure to it. He looks over at Zoro, who just slashed through, Rob Lucci, and he's like, "All right, Zoro, time to go." And Zoro standing there, no, he's still up, as Lucci's just there. And then Lucci just lets out a mighty growl, and he gets ready to turn around and face them more, and Jinbei just grabs a Zoro, looks at Lucci and goes, "No, Zoro, we can't do this. Sorry, Lucci. 5,000 brick fist," and he just punches the air. You've seen it back in Impel Down. I actually believe he used the 4,000 brick fist back there, but hits him with the brick fist, causes Lucci to just take on this massive shockwave of water damage, because Fishman Karate can affect the water in your body. Very effective against devil fruit users, and knocks Lucci back into his human form as he takes Zoro and starts booking it. Just in time for the big Itsumade to show up and say, "You, Rob Lucci of Cypher Pole 9, give me a full report." And Lucci's looking up at him and he goes, "Okay, here's the full report. York is currently in, I believe he said, the control room, and currently tied up due to the Straw Hat crew. Vegapunk's message is going to happen in 6 minutes. There are 3 surviving Vegapunks right now. 4 have been eliminated. This is including the Stella, assumedly, and the island is covered in enemies and allies alike." And the bird's like, "Yes, very good. No more questions." Starts flying, and Lucci does something out of character for him. Or maybe it's in character now that Lucci is starting to see a little bit more of the world. So, I've been noticing since the beginning of this arc, Lucci's been kind of in a questioning mood. Yeah, he did have this little stumble where he gave all the information to, Saturn and let everything go to hell in a handbasket, but at the start of the arc, Lucci was asking questions like, "Hey, why are we killing Vegapunk? Is he learning something the government doesn't want him to know?" And both Kaku and Stussy were like, "Whoa, let's put a stopper on that. We don't want to figure out what's going on there." Now Lucci is back to that original, the start of the arc, because he was, kind of questioning the government. Then he was following orders like he was supposed to. Now he seems to be back to caring about things that don't concern the government, as Lucci asks him, "Hey, my partner's still tied up in there. Kaku's still in trouble. Could you please spare him while you're on this rampage?" And Mars looks down at him and says, "I don't know. It's not like someone intends to step on bugs, but bugs get stepped on, so I'm not going to make any promises to you later." As he just flies off, leaving Lucci there to sort of stew in his questions. I mean, you got to remember, the Gorosei have never shown these forms to anyone, to the point where it needs to be private to even the vice admirals. Even vice admirals aren't allowed. Only the 3 admirals have seen the Gorosei for what they are. Oh, I wonder if that's part of the initiation of, like, the fleet admiral takes you guys into a room, the 3 new admirals or 2 new admirals in this case, and is like, okay, we're here in the room of authority. We're with the 5 elders. You guys are paying attention? Yeah, we're paying attention, sir. Good. They're going to transform because they have devil fruit powers, or some other powers if they don't have a devil fruit. Don't freak out. And then the 5 elders transform, and I assume the admirals are sworn to secrecy. If you tell anyone, we will destroy you, the island you're standing on, your family, the islands they're standing on, and any of the surrounding islands, just to be safe. We'll literally just erase the East Blue if we have to. So, here you go. That's what they look like. That way you don't freak out the first time you see them when actual battle starts. Because Kizaru didn't seem very shocked at Big Spider Water Noose Man when Saturn, first transformed. Lucci, on the other hand, is looking up at this like... So yeah, Lucci's going through something right now. And don't get me wrong, terrible person, tried to kill Robin, tried to kill a lot of people, literally enjoys being a Cypher Pull agent because killing is legalized while he is one. Not a good guy. But he's going through some things. So, we'll see where that goes. Meanwhile, Luffy's catching up with Dory and Broggy because, Luffy didn't expect to see them there, so he's pretty happy. They're pretty happy because they got to see Nika, and they're cheering together, and, Saturn and Warcury. So Saturn's getting up, and Warcury's just been standing there, the big pig just from the last chapter. And Warcury looks at Saturn and he goes, "Giants are here?" And Saturn goes, "Yeah, I know, the situation's pretty grim right now." And that's when Dory pulls out a horn and it just sends out the message to all the other giants that the horn of retreat has been sounded. We are turning back, even though we could easily kick these guys' butts. I mean, we just sliced up one of them and he hasn't even regenerated yet, so hooray. But they grab Luffy and they're getting ready to leave. Well, that's when Warcury goes, "Oh, you're sounding a horn of escape, huh? Well, allow me to toot my own horn, a horn of not escape." And that's when he lets out a big roar. But not just a big roar, a roar imbued with Conqueror's Haki. Now, it's probably safe to assume that the other 4 elders have Conqueror's Haki, but until proven otherwise, Warcury might just be the leader of the bunch. He might be the conqueror among conquerors. More likely scenario is all 5 of them have it. But as he's unleashing this roar, Luffy, being Nika, being, jovial and not taking this seriously, Luffy literally comes apart in shock. His eyes fly one way, his pants fall off, his sandals go flying, and even his scars fly off of him. And Dory and Broggy, they're catching all the different pieces of him, and they bring them back together, and they're like, "Are you all right, Straw Hat? That was pretty weird. You got a weird body going on." And Luffy literally is putting on his scars, putting them back on like they're stickers. And he's like, "Whew, that was close. That guy's got Conqueror's Haki. That's crazy." So, yeah, Warcury is on the warpath. The big pig starts charging forward, and he leaps at Dory and Broggy, who bring out, I believe it is pronounced Sval. I can't pronounce it. It's the Sun Shield. That's the other part of the name. So they pull out the Sun Shield, and they both block the attack as Warcury comes crashing down on him, and he asks both of them, "Do you know who you're even defending? Do you know who this guy is?" And they both go, "Oh yeah, no, that's an easy one. He's our friend." And they push him off, and Saturn goes, "And we're going to keep it that way. We don't need you calling him a different name." And he starts spouting out this poison at them. So as the poison's flying towards them, Luffy's like, "Don't worry, guys, I got this." And Luffy grabs a tree, and he takes the tree, and he starts biting into the tree, munching and crunching and spinning it like a lathe, and he turns it into a baseball bat, and he pulls out some paint, and he paints the baseball bat so it's nice and black, and he then puts a number 56 on it, and puts on his little baseball helmet that also has 56, and here he comes up to bat, number 56, and boom! boom, slams all the poison bullets right towards Warcury and Saturn. And obviously, Saturn already being, venomous himself, he's obviously immune to his own venom. Warcury, on the other hand, we're really, we're worried. It's like, oh no, this poison's heading straight towards him, and it explodes. As venom does. So, Saturn has nitroglycerin venom? Okay. Well, anyways, after it blows up, Luffy's like, okay, that was cool. That was fun. We're having a great time. We need to get out of here. And Dory and Broggy start walking, and they're not even running. They're just walking. They're like, what's the matter, Straw Hat? You just blew those guys up. And Luffy goes, I know, which is hilarious, except they're immortal. And they're like, what? And all three of them turn around, and regenerating are the silhouettes of these three Gorosei. They're getting ready to form up again, and they're like, oh, is that okay? And Dory's like, I still see this as a win. Here we go. And that's when they pick up the pace. And as they're picking up the pace, the giants that are carrying Frankie and Atlas and Bonnie and Kuma, they get to their boat, but standing before them are a bunch of vice admirals, and they're preparing themselves to stop, Bonnie's approach. And you got, the Straw Hat crew up in the Labo phase with the giant bird that's trying to find up. Actually, Mars does find York successfully. He pops in. He's like, where is the documents? Where is the video feed coming from? And obviously, no one knows that the Gorosei look like this, even Vegapunk. So obviously, York is freaking out because a giant bird just stuck its head in the window and said, hey, where's the video? So, and I'm going to guess York didn't know about the video. Otherwise, she probably would have disabled it. So, yeah, that's a problem. So I would hope, because I don't think we saw her in the video. I'm hoping she doesn't know where the feed is. I'm hoping this was like, well, then again, they didn't know York was the traitor, so she probably does know where it is. It's coming down to the wire. There's only 6 minutes left in manga time. That could be, 8 more chapters, but as of right now, there's only 6 minutes left till that video tells the truth of the world. What else we got going on? Oh, we got Kizaru. Kizaru is laying there on the boat after Luffy had thrown him like a frisbee, and he's laying there. He's got his hands over his head, and they're like, sir, are you okay? And he goes, yeah, I'm just heavily wounded. He doesn't actually have any wounds on him, but he's got a wound of the heart. He is in pain. He's in emotional trauma because Vegapunk's dead. His buddy is dead. Sentomaru, probably going to get executed for his crimes. Little Bonnie, the child that he took care of with Kuma, helping out with Kuma and Vegapunk and them, she's probably going to get killed because she controls all the Pacifista, and Kuma's already dead. So Kizaru's pretty much lost his entire found family, and something tells me Kizaru, being his age, maybe, mom and dad have already, bucked the kicket, if they, as you would say, and maybe he doesn't have any kids, so maybe Kizaru's kind of lost everything. Uncertain justice is, well, you get what you get with it. Finally, though, we get to the Iron Giant. I know, we keep bumping back to that thing now and then. Well, it's up, and I mean officially up. It is towering over the island. It is easily bigger than any giant ever seen. Even the Navy, they start talking about it. Like, oh my gosh, there's a giant that even dwarfs the giant warriors coming towards the island. And the Iron Giant, which is, now that we get a better look at it, is roughly the size of Oars, if I'm guessing based on the size of the island. Oars, the Iron Giant is walking towards Luffy's location, and all it's saying, or I guess thinking, it's got a little thought cloud thing that just says, I'm sorry, Joy Boy. So, who knows what that means? Zunisha was very vague about its relationship to Joy Boy as well, so maybe this is another, I was punished for, 1,000 years for a crime I committed, and I was forced to lay there until the drums of liberation woke me up once more. And I kind of like the theory that, you know my theory. If you've been watching my videos, I have a theory that Kuma's soul is still available to be, put inside of a robot. Kuma's soul could very well be put inside the Pacifista, the Seraphim, and we could get Seraphim Kuma with the big power-up. And yeah, he's about the same age as his daughter now, given physical condition of being a child, but also being like 17 feet tall, but not the point. It's entirely possible that 800 years ago, the previous user of the pawpaw fruit put their soul in, or someone's soul inside of the giant robot. Whatever the reason, it's active, and we are not gonna hear anything later. Not for a couple weeks. That's right, we're going on break. But before we go on break, I did want to bring up one little thing. Saturn was very specific about saying, we have to stop you before you call him by a different name. I think this isn't as deep as it sounds. I think by a different name, he literally just means please don't call him Nika. You know, don't let Luffy learn what Nika is. Don't let Luffy learn who Joy Boy is. If they get away, you know, we got this problem with Vegapunk's message, but if the Giants get away with Straw Hat Luffy and actually teach him who Nika is, who Joy Boy is, and what threat those two pose to the world government, Luffy with the Nika fruit might just change the world, and not in a way the Five Elders want. If it's by a different name, then who knows? I mean, Luffy's already got like 4 titles now. He's Luffy, he's Straw Hat Luffy, he's Joy Boy, he's Nika now, so what's a 5th one? Who cares? We got a lot going on. One Piece is on break for 3 weeks. So next week, week after, and the week after that, there is no new chapters. I'm going to have to come up with other things to do for my Monday videos, probably card game related, since I'm pretty hyped on that right now. But that's pretty much it. Let me know in your comments below what you would think the Iron Giant is actually apologizing for. Is this like Zunisha, where this is I did a crime and now I have to walk until someone says stop? Or is this more like, I'm sorry, Joy Boy, I can't control the Iron Giant body and I'm going to have to fight you now? However it pans down, it's going to happen to Luffy in about a month. Thank you for watching as always, and I will see you in the next video. This is the Hero of Julios, Xing out.